Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian here at the Excel Center in London, where we're covering the DSEI show, the Defense and Security Equipment International Exhibition. We're covering it in partnership with DSEI and Clarion Events, the company that puts it all on. And we've got that man with us, Duncan Reid, who's the event director here. Duncan, thanks very much for joining us. There's so much activity going on as you guys get a tremendous conference series underway tomorrow, but also the show that starts Tuesday, runs through Friday. Tell folks what they can expect at this year's DSEI.
Thanks, Vago, and welcome to London. Thanks very much for coming. The event this year is set to be the biggest and best we've done. The event's grown year on year. We have a number of warships who come, we get a number of helicopters out, but we also, and the main bit that happens during the week is the 1,600 exhibitors inside. So lots of big pavilions from lots of nations. Obviously the US are very strongly represented here. Big pavilion from the UK, from Italy, from Germany, from France. We've got about 5 new nations this year, the UAE taking the largest of those. Out on the East Terrace we have a number of sort of rotary assets, so we've got a Chinook, Apache and a Black Hawk flown over from the US, from UCOM, so we're delighted to have those guys here as well. But the event, I think, really looks at some of the challenges facing the defence and security sector at the moment. On Monday, the first day of the event, day zero as we call it, we run about 6 big strategic conferences for sort of air, land, sea, joint and the medical defence sector as well. So they're sort of looking at many of the challenges that are facing the defence sector and are facing governments all around the world as we deal with everything from kind of, hurricanes, etc., and also some of the nations and issues that are happening around the world. So the event keeps growing. We've grown year on year, and I think we're expecting over the next couple of days a really good event.
You joined here in 2011, and you guys can hear all this noise. We're near City Airport, but folks are also working really hard to get all of this set up. You joined in 2011. The goal was to try to grow DSEI. Event is about 10 years old now. Talk to us a little bit about it's two-pronged, how you keep delivering a better show. But the second piece of it is, as you discussed, challenges. There's a lot of uncertainty about the future of UK defense spending. There's uncertainty in the US. Those are two very big markets. Talk to us a little bit about both. How do you keep a fresh show and keep attracting people, especially in an environment where there's greater uncertainty?
Yeah, I think the event has grown significantly since I started about sort of 7 or 8 years ago on the event. It now fills up all of the space here at the event. A number of, there's a lot of vehicles at the event. We've got a growing air sort of sector as well at the event. The maritime presence is growing every single year. We have big waterborne demonstrations out on the docks that the Royal Marines obviously take part in. We've had this week at the event, we've got the Chief of the Army here talking. We've got the head of the Royal Navy, the First Sea Lord speaking. We've got Commander Joint Force Command, and we've also got the Chief of the Air Staff, Sir Stephen Hillier. So you have a really strong sort of representation from the UK service chiefs. We've got Sir Michael Fallon, who's the UK Defence Secretary here, who's also been making a number of announcements looking at kind of UK spending. One of the big announcements that's come out this week and is built on last week's announcement is the Type 31E programme, which is a new sort of maritime frigate programme that the UK is looking to work with other nations on as well. So there's lots and lots of announcements happening at the event. We've also got, because of the way the world is, we've also got the Security Minister, Ben Wallace, who's going to be delivering a keynote on Wednesday as well. So, and a very action-packed week. The event does keep growing. If you look at the nations who come here, we've got visitors from over 100 nations, and the UK government, Her Majesty's government, the Department of International Trade, actually invites delegations from around the world. They invite about 80 delegations from about 80 countries. So in all, we should have over 2,000 VIPs, 1 star and above. There's a lot for them to talk about. It should be a busy show.
Talk to us a little bit, though, about the challenge of continuing to attract people at a time when there is a little bit of uncertainty about what the future of defense spending is. What do you guys have to deliver to folks to make this a positive value proposition for you guys to keep growing?
Yeah, so it's just the wind's just kicked in there as you asked that, Vago. Yeah, I mean it is. I think the UK at the moment are looking to increase their spend, which obviously is for many of the nations or the exhibitors here, that's of interest. Germany's recently looking to increase their spend as well. I think a lot of the nations, particularly the NATO nations, have actually made a commitment to raise their spending to the 2% level. So I think whilst austerity and since the crash 2007-2008, many nations did see a fall. Actually, if you look at the kind of the NATO nations, especially since President Trump came over, recently, that those spending levels are looking to increase.
And what are some special things that folks, when they're here every year, you guys are working for better Wi-Fi, better access, better food, better everything. What are some of the things that folks are going to see here this week that from an exhibitor standpoint that everybody's going to like? Despite the fact that the Custom House Metro, just a full note, Custom House, because of Crossrail project, is going to be closed, so folks are going to have to get in from the Prince Regent side of the building.
Yeah, I mean we're quite fortunate here in that as well as being by an airport, as a plane takes off, as well as being located right by an airport, we actually are served by 3 transport sort of hubs. We've got Royal Victoria at the far end of the site, which is about a 5-minute walk. We've got Custom House, which is the sort of normal regular entrance. We've also got Prince Regent here as well. So it's a bit like going to, where sort of the Washington Conference Centres or something. They're served by multiple metro stations. So we have that here. But the good thing that's happening for 2019 for the next DSEI is the Crossrail line will be up and running. So you can get from Heathrow Airport over to here to the site in about 45 minutes, which I think for international travellers who don't actually connect into London City Airport, I think there's the great opportunity there. I think because the show has grown so much as well, in 2001, which was the first year that the event was held here on 9/11 actually, it's grown dramatically, and we now actually break the show down into almost sort of zones or sectors. We have a large air zone that's growing every year, a large land zone that's about 57% up on last time. Very big naval zone. In there, the UK will be talking about the Type 31E new frigate programme that they're looking to work with partner nations on. Obviously, the security zone's grown dramatically as well. And then in the UK, we have a large joint zone, which sort of is run out of our Joint Force Command, and that deals with the kind of joint enablers and also a load of the things like sort of defence medical services. The guys who work across between the services. So lots to see, lots to do. Very busy, action-packed week. 300 speakers. So hopefully your viewers and guys maybe can make it out in 29 when we hope to be bigger again. So.
Very good. We look forward to it, Duncan. Thanks very much. Best of luck. And we hope to touch base with you at the very end to get a recap.
That's right. Yeah, and have a good productive show, Vargo. Thanks again for coming. So.
Thank you.